All right, we are live tonight on our Corrales YouTube channel with some winter stories tonight. I have both Mrs. Blank and Miss Melissa here to read some stories to us. And we're excited to see them. I know that we are all missing our Corrales Cubs this year especially. We usually do lots of fun holiday events at our school, so we're glad that we can keep some of our traditions going. I'm wondering, I have a couple of jokes as we wait for everybody to pop in. Are you ready for some jokes, everyone? Yeah? All right. Why was the little boy so cold on Christmas morning?
I don't know.
Because it was December.
That's a good one.
I thought that was pretty funny. This is a classic one. What do snowmen eat for breakfast? Snowflakes.
Oh.
You pour your snowflakes in the bowl, and then you get some milk, and you get a spoon. You have your snowflakes for breakfast.
That's a good one.
I know, that's a pretty funny one. What does an elf study in school? The alphabet. All right. We've got Miss Kaylani Hatcher here. She's saying hello to all of us, and I'm sure we have some other kiddos joining us. Kiddos, if you're joining us and you want to type some hellos into the comment box, I'd be happy to show them as we read our stories. I'm going to start off with introducing Mrs. Blank. Mrs. Blank is going to read some stories for us tonight, and she'll let you know what she has in store, and then Miss Melissa will finish us up with some other beautiful winter stories. So, Ms. Blank, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'll give you the full screen.
Wow, okay. Just first of all, I am so happy to be here tonight with you guys. It's just so wonderful. It's so special that we're able to do this and share these stories with you. I love this time of the year. Some of you guys know that I was actually born on December the 25th, and get ready for this, you guys. This is the actual stocking that I came home in as a little baby. Can you believe that? I mean, obviously I can't fit in there anymore, but yeah, so this is my little baby stocking. Maybe that's why I just love this time of the year so, so much. If you know me, you know I love snow. I love snowmen. I love snow days. I just love all of it. I feel like I should show you my snowman collection right now. So this is one of my favorites. This was given to me by a student, so super cute. Next, this one's honestly kind of fancy. It's got like a feather. You can see it. I know, right? It's got a feather. She's got cool white hair. You could probably see. This was from my mom, so that's why this one's special to me. This one is special because, I don't know, it just looks homemade. It's got buttons. I feel like it's just cool. I love that one. So all of this brings me to one of my favorite stories, which has to do with Frosty the Snowman. I love Frosty the Snowman. I used to read this book when I was a little girl, and this book is 70 years old. It's way older than me. It might be, I'm sure it's older than some of your grandmas and grandpas, and so you can just read it over and over, and it just gets better every time you read it. Okay, so here we go, you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Frosty the Snowman, adapted from the song of the same name, retold by Annie North Bedford, pictures by Corrine Malvern. Okay, let me see. Here we go. Frosty the Snowman came to town one bright, cold winter's day. The first real snow of the winter had fallen the night before. In the morning, out came the children, and they started to roll snowballs. Round and round the snowy yard, they rolled the snowballs. Soon, they had two big, fine ones. Round and round the yard again, there was a little snowball, just the right size for a snowman's head. Billy ran home and brought 2 bits of coal to use for the snowman's eyes. Sally gave a button nose and a funny corncob pipe. Tommy brought floppy galoshes and a scarf for the snowman. And Joe brought him a pair of old red mittens to wear. Now we need a hat, said Sally and Joe. So they all began to look around. Sally found an old cap, but it didn't look just right. Billy found a battered felt hat, but it still didn't seem right. Just then, down the street came a whistling wind, and it blew to their feet a shiny top hat. Just what we need, cried Sally and Joe. It's like magic, said Billy and Tommy. It was Tommy who picked up the shiny top hat and put it on the snowman's head. Zing! Tommy's hand sprang back with a shock. It is magic, gasped Tommy. So it is, said a voice, a deep chuckling voice they had never heard before, and a pleasant sort of magic, if I do say so myself. It's a snowman, whispered Sally, and so it was. Frosty the Snowman, at your service, said he. That's how Frosty the Snowman came alive. If you have never had a snowman for a friend, you can scarcely imagine all the fun those children had. For Frosty took them coasting and never had their sleds slid so swiftly and so far. Frosty helped them build a snow house and never had blocks packed so firmly and so well. They all went ice skating, and the magical part was that while they were with Frosty, the children could stay out and play in the snow and never got shivery cold. Was it Frosty's warm heart or his magical smile? Whatever it was, they thought it was fine. Each morning when the children came out to play, Frosty had a wonderful plan all set. One morning he said, "Let's go shopping today. I've never seen a store, you know." So they all joined hands and away they skipped off towards town when the shops stood in rows. Oh my goodness, you guys, this was my favorite page growing up because we would pick like our favorite cake. And I think when I was little, I used to pick this one because it kind of looks like a strawberry shortcake. But I remember this page from way long time ago. It was fun showing Frosty around, for he thought every window was wonderful. All around the town, they led Frosty that day while the warm, wintry sun shone down. Soon they came to a corner, and around the corner came a warm, gusty wind. Off went Frosty's hat, and away went Frosty after it. Then tweet sang the traffic cop's loud whistle, and the children could not follow Frosty because traffic streamed by, buses and trucks and cars. Whee! Went the traffic cop's whistle again. The crossing stood empty before them now, but there was not a sign of Frosty to be seen. Only his top hat rolled down the street, all by itself in the melting snow. Mr. Policeman, the children cried. Where had Frosty the Snowman gone? Oh, said the policeman, Frosty the Snowman has gone away where all snowmen go on a sunny day. But he'll be back at your bidding and call whenever great heaps of snowflakes fall. And he will. So yeah, I just love that story. I just really love that story. So my next story, I have one more story for you guys, and I'm so happy to see everyone joining us. So this reminds me of my next story. So, well, this is one of those really groovy gloves, you know, where you have the fingers that come out and everything, like if you're skateboarding or whatever. But you go like this and it turns into a mitten. But guess what, you guys? I only have one of these in my whole house. I only have, this is weird anyway, but I only have one of these mittens because, well, we lose a lot of things in this house. But this reminds me of my next story, which is called The Missing Mitten Mystery. Who knows where these mittens go? Like, I always have one of them, but like, what happened to the other one? Where is it? And they kind of talk about this in this story. The Missing Mitten Mystery by Stephen Kellogg. Okay. Story and pictures by Stephen Kellogg. Oscar, I lost my other mitten. That makes 5 mittens this winter. I'm in big trouble. Let's search every place we played today. We'll start at the hill where we rode on Ralph's sled. Here's Ralph's boot, but there's no mitten. Here's Ralph's other boot and Ruth's sock and Herbie's sweater, but no mitten. Oh, it's only a little bird. I wonder if he stole my mitten to make a snuggly nest. And you guys can see the snuggly nest. He's all snuggled up. No, he's too small to carry off a mitten, but an eagle could do it. Maybe an eagle took my mitten to keep his baby's head warm. Look at this, you guys. Keeping his little eagle head warm. Or maybe he'll wear it next Halloween and be a mitten mummy. There's a mitten mummy. Let's go see if I dropped my mitten while we were making the snowman to surprise Miss Seltzer. I haven't seen your mitten, Annie, but why don't you look in the garden where you were making snow angels? In the fall, okay, I skipped a page. Finding mittens is hard work. It would be easier to grow new ones. Let's try planting the other mittens right here in the garden. Next spring, when the snow melts, a little mitten tree might sprout. Miss Seltzer would take good care of it all summer long. Awesome. They're literally planting mittens. I think I would like to do that, honestly. In the fall, we pick the ripe mittens. Look at these cool pictures. They got their mitten tree They got mittens falling off of the tree. I love that. I love that. Then I give mittens on Christmas. And mittens on birthdays. And mittens on Valentine's Day. Oscar, it's getting dark and it's starting to rain. We will never find that mitten. Come inside, Annie. I made some hot chocolate for us, and I've got a biscuit for Oscar. Look, the rain is melting the snowman. But what's that spot on his chest? Gracious, your snowman has a heart. You see, here's the snowman. Gracious, that snowman has a heart. My mitten is the heart of the snowman. Awesome, they found the mitten. The book had a happy ending. Nice. I'm all done.
Miss Blink, that was so much fun. Thank you so much for sharing those stories with us.
You're so welcome.
I wish I could plant a mitten tree and also a sock tree so that I would always have spare mittens and socks. I just want to say hi to a few of the kids and families that have joined us. I want to say hi to Kaylani Hatcher. I'm so glad you're here listening to some stories with us. I know Liam and Henry Wolf are in our StreamYard room, and so are Thomas and Max Carper. And I'd love to say hello to Sydney and Lily McWeeny. I think Lily said she'd also read part of that mitten story, so I'm glad you were here to hear it again tonight. And I know Nina and Lila Ward are watching as well, so I'm so glad all of you guys are here listening and watching some stories with us. Next, we have Miss Melissa, our amazing, wonderful librarian, to read us some more wintertime stories. Miss Melissa, are you ready? Awesome. Let me turn on you want to turn on your microphone? Or I can do it, I think. There we go. All right. There you go. Let me give you the stage.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. It's beautiful to see you. Of course, anything involving winter, you have to have a mitten. So there's definitely some mitten stories, but I'm going to share a brand new story with you first. This is a 2020 publication. It's a beautiful story by April Stott, author and illustrator. This is called Share Some Kindness, Bring Some Light. Make sure you guys can see it really great. Coco and Bear were friends from almost the first time they met. They were very different. Bear was big. Coco was small. Bear was shy. Coco was brave. But they were exactly alike in the most important way. I like that you are kind, said Coco. That's my favorite thing about you too, said Bear. I also like that you're such a good dancer, said Coco. I wish the animals knew all the good things that you know about me, said Bear. They don't? Asked Coco. They say that I must be mean because I'm so big, and some of them are afraid of me. Noodle strudel, said Coco in disbelief. Yeah, said Bear, sniffing. Coco gave Bear a big, tight hug because that's what made her feel better whenever she was sad. After Bear got some of his sadness out, Coco said, my grandma always says, when life gets dark as winter's night, share some kindness, bring some light. If we can do that, maybe the other animals will see what a good, kind bear you are. But how do you share kindness? Asked Bear. Coco thought a moment. I think kindness must be something that you give away, like a gift. We can bake cookies to share, suggested Bear. Yeah, agreed Coco. But how do we bring light? Asked Bear. Oh, let's make some lanterns, said Coco. They're so cozy. I have supplies in my cave that we can use, offered Bear. Oh, they're a good team. Look at that. So much fun. When they were finished, they loaded up Bear's sled with all their gifts. Ready? Asked Coco. Bear nodded. Ready. But then he whispered, I'm a little scared. Oh, I know how Bear feels. It's okay to be scared, said Coco, so long as you don't let the scariness stop you from sharing kindness and bringing light. Oh, I love that. Coco's so brave. Their first stop was Badger's house. Badger was not impressed. I only eat cookies with worms in them, he said grumpily. Would you like a lantern instead? Asked Bear. How am I supposed to sleep all day with that light in here? Said Badger. No, thank you. Next, they tried Rabbit's house. Why would you bring me gifts? Asked Rabbit. We want to show you how kind my friend Bear is, said Coco hopefully. What if you're trying to trick me? A big bear wouldn't want to be friends with a small rabbit like me. No, thank you. They didn't have much luck with Hedgehog. Or Skunk either. I am ready for a break, sighed Bear. Maybe we need to make some different gifts and try again tomorrow, said Coco. The walk home was cold, and the only sound was the crunch of paws and boots through snow. Until... Help! Did you hear that? Asked Bear. It's coming from over there, said Coco, pointing. She leaped off the path and flump! Quick, climb on my back, said Bear. Help, came the cry again. I wonder who it is. Why, it's Baby Deer, said Coco. What are you doing way out there? She asked. I went on an adventure, said Baby Deer, shivering. Oh, we love adventures, said Bear. I do too, said Baby Deer, but now I'm stuck. Don't be afraid, said Coco. We can help you. How? Asked Baby Deer. You can ride on my back too, said Bear. That Bear, what a friend. Baby dear, where are you? The animals cried as they searched. Here I am, shouted Baby Deer. I got stuck in the snow, but Coco and Bear found me. They gave me a ride home. Oh, thank you, said Mama Deer. Wow, good thing Bear is so big, exclaims Rabbit. And brave, said Hedgehog. And friendly, said Skunk. I guess he is a kind bear, grumbled Badger. Bear, did you hear that? They finally figured out that you are kind, exclaimed Coco. But I don't understand, said Bear. They didn't want our cookies or our lanterns. Your lanterns came in handy after all, but helping Baby Deer showed how kind you really are, explained Mama Deer. But we just helped because it was the right thing to do, said Coco. Exactly. said Mama Deer. I guess kindness is about giving away is about giving away love instead of receiving gifts, said Bear. It's doing something nice without expecting to get anything in return. Coco looked up at the stars. I think I get it now. Get what? Asked Bear. When life gets dark as winter's night, share some kindness. Bring some light. Coco grinned and started tapping her feet. But Bear, there's one more thing that the others still don't know about you. Oh, woohoo! Good job, Bear. It's a great dancer too. So much fun. Ah, I love this story. It's always so much more fun when you have a friend, huh? Share some kindness. Bring some light. It's a beautiful news story by April Stott. Friends, I was a little scared too. Thanks for making me feel so welcome. You know me, guys. I'm a Pez fan, right? Here's my brand new Pez. My wonderful sister-in-law sent this to me in the mail for Christmas. So sweet, right? My little candy dispensers. Oh gosh. I know it's silly, but I'm a collector at heart. And Miss Rosemary Blank, you inspired me to share this. This is my little angel. This is my tree topper. This is from when I was a girl. So I've had this for a long, long time. And every year my brothers and sisters and I would take turns with our tree toppers on the top of the tree. And this one was mine. All right, so I have another story for you. And this one is one that is very special to my heart because it was my daughter, Shannon's very favorite story. And I was telling Principal Liv and Miss Blank that I've read this, I'm certain, hundreds of times. This is my most favorite winter tale by Jan Brett, The Mitten. This is a beautiful folk tale. The illustrations are incredible. So this is a story that's been around for a long, long time. And it's told in different ways. But Jan Brett was inspired and researched and decided to tell the story of this beautiful boy, Nicky, and his Baba, who's his grandma. Now, it's important to follow the illustrations. Sometimes in a story, you get a little clue if you look at the pictures about what's coming next, okay? See if you can predict what's coming next by looking at the framing. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool, as white as snow. At first, his grandmother, Baba, did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you will never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally, Baba made them. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first, I will look to see if you are safe and sound. But then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. So off Nicky went. And it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. You can see it right there. Oh, look, friend. Here's the clue. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. See here, friends. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten and wiggled in, feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for the both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled. But when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. Uh-oh, look who's next. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox, trotting by, stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in when the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth. They gave the fox lots of room. Oh no, friends. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be, but what animal would argue with a bear? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged to many times its size. But Baba's good knitting held fast. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on the top of the great bear's nose. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was his lost mitten, silhouetted against the blue sky. As he ran to catch his snow-white mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First, she looked to see if he was safe and sound. And then she saw that he still had his new mittens. The end. Jan Brett's the mitten. I hope you enjoyed it.
That was so good. I think everybody really seemed to enjoy it. I had so many kiddos commenting that they loved this story and they enjoyed reading it. So it was a wonderful choice, and I appreciate you reading it. And the other one was new to me. I hadn't heard that story before. It was really nice. Will you remind me again what was the first one?
Share Some Kindness.
Share Some Kindness. That was really good. I think I'll have to add that one to my library here.
And I thought it was really special. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Good, thank you. So I think we will go ahead and wrap up for tonight. I know, I don't know where Miss Blank went. All I see is that her device isn't connected, but I really appreciate her joining us tonight. Oh, she's back. Let me add her to the team. She came back. So I appreciate Miss Blank. Thank you for joining us and sharing your Christmas birthday story with us and your stocking. I was born on New Year's Eve. So my story is that when my grandparents came to meet me for the first time, they were already all dressed up to go to their New Year's Eve parties. So there's pictures of them looking very fancy.
And happy birthday to you both coming up, December babies.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have a few of us. I know Miss Chris will be joining us one of these nights this week, and she's also a December baby. So if you tune in tomorrow and you have a December birthday, post it in the comments so that we can say a happy birthday to you too. And thank you, Miss Melissa, for joining us and reading those two wonderful stories. That was lovely to listen to. And I just want to remind everybody that's tuning in that tomorrow night we'll be having a holiday sing-along with musician Brady Reimer. And I'm really excited to be bringing that to you. And I want to thank the Corrales Center for the Arts for bringing music to our school this year. We'll really enjoy ourselves with that sing-along because we didn't get to have our holiday show. So we'll have our own little holiday show on YouTube. With that, I'd like to say goodnight to all of our Corrales Cubs. I need to go brush my teeth.
Thank you for coming.
I'm going to snuggle up in a blanket and we'll see you on Google tomorrow morning. Yep, and then back on YouTube tomorrow night for a sing-along. Bye, Cubs.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Miss Blank. Thanks,
You're
everybody.
so welcome.
Have a great night.